here in Kitchener. I mean the church worldwide and the presence of God in this world which God has created. We should be thinking about that all of the time, because our hope is in the future that God has planned for us. The story that we read this morning in Luke's Gospel is a story about the future of the church. We call it the story of the walk or the road to Emmaus. And a wonderful thing happens on the way to Emmaus. Last week we talked about another city in the Middle East, Megiddo, the place which represents where God meets the forces of evil and where God prevails. Today we will learn about another place, Emmaus, and we will come to know what Emmaus represents for us today, and also for the audience to whom Luke originally spoke. The story in itself is very beautiful. It's Easter Day, and yet for the most part, the followers of Jesus do not know about his resurrection. They have greeted him into Jerusalem with great hopes that he was going to set them free, but now he is dead. And those people, in thinking about the future of the church, held extremely negative thoughts. Our leader is gone. He was killed by Herod and Pilate and Annas and Caiaphas. There is no longer any hope for us. And as a result of that, Jesus' followers dispersed back to the little villages from which they had all come. Two of them, Cleopas and one unnamed follower, went back to the village of Emmaus. And as they were walking away from Jerusalem, away from the risen Christ, a stranger caught up with them. Now we know that the stranger is Jesus, but they did not recognize him. You'll remember that not even Mary or the very close 12 recognized Christ in his resurrected form, so that's not unusual. Jesus catches up with these people leaving Jerusalem, and he says to them, "What are you talking about?" And they look at him as if he is a dullard and say to him, "Are you the only person from Jerusalem that doesn't know what has happened?" And the stranger, Jesus, says to them, "No, what happened?" And then they tell the story about the man from Nazareth whom some thought was the Messiah, and they said, "We thought he was strong. We thought he would save us." But he did not. And then Jesus was really hard on those two disciples. He said to them, "Are you foolish? Haven't you read the word of Scripture which says when the Messiah comes, he must suffer and he must die before his glory can be shown?" They have no answer for that. But now they have come to the place where the road goes into Emmaus. Jesus makes as if he's going to keep walking onto the village of Joppa, but they, with hospitality and grace, in spite of Jesus' sharpness with them, say to Jesus, "Look, it's too late to go on. Come with us. Stay in our home tonight. We will give you dinner and a place to sleep." So Jesus goes with them. And when he sits down to eat with them, they do what is traditional. They hand the loaf of bread firstly to the guest, who is Jesus. And when Jesus breaks the bread, their eyes are opened. They see that it is Jesus, and Jesus disappears. They are so excited they don't even bother to eat. They run out of their house in Emmaus and they run all the way back to Jerusalem to find the disciples, to say to them, "It's true, he is risen." And even as they are speaking to the remainder of the disciples, Jesus appears among them once again. Just at the surface level, the story is wonderfully powerful and evocative, particularly when they are recounting later their conversation with Jesus, and they say one to the other, "Did not our hearts burn within us when he spoke to us? We should have known who it was." And it's a story about Christ revealing his glory to his followers. But there is a deeper level for that story that reveals power for us and wonder and hope for God's kingdom in this world.